Hedge, hedge, and welcome back. Oh, what day is it? Is it Monday, February 7th, 2011? That's right, it is. This is part 2 of Funday Monday, part 2 of Day 9 Daily number 256, because CatZ from Root Gaming submitted all these amazing games. The first half of Funday Monday was all about user-submitted funny goodness, and this part is all about a high-level, well-known, notable player like CatZ doing the Funday Monday theme. We even had Huck do the Carrier Rush theme, so today we're having CatZ do the Funday Monday Masked Queen theme. I'd like to give an extra special shout out to all the wonderful admins who always assist with the show, because let me tell you something, today I had work going up to like 4:30 today, and normally I begin Funday Monday prep at 11 or 12. They always help, and today they did an extra huge special job making sure that I didn't explode. Did a really good job labeling stuff. So thanks guys, thank you. It allowed us to do a 2-part daily, so that way we can go right into Root, CatZ, all sorts of good old fun goodness, good old fun stuff. So let's go ahead and look at one of his games. And yeah, let's go ahead and look at one of his games. So we have Are You Lonesome Tonight? We have number 3, we have number 6, we have number 5, we have some other ones. Oh, okay, there's one of them that, let's go ahead and begin with this one that says Broodlord. Why not? Why not do it? Most of the Funday Monday games that we saw were against Protoss. Let's look at a high-level game against Terran. Oh my gosh. This excites me so much because most of the Funday Mondays are intended to make your games harder and to have funny, goofy things, but too often the games were just too good. So we're going to watch CatZ do some magic. Hopefully we can learn how we can incorporate Masked Queens into our play to be better gamers. CatZ, show us your ways. So he's going to be doing the Overlord on 9. Good stuff, good stuff. We're seeing Fresh also make SCVs, because nothing noteworthy happens at this point in the game. Yeah, there's a depot. Hooray! By the way, for any of you who are just Funday Monday viewers, what we're kind of doing right now, where we look and analyze a little more, that's what all the other dailies are about. So definitely go check them out at day9tv.blip.tv. Yes, self-plugging on my show. Alright, cool. So we're seeing CatZ going to go ahead and early expand on Shakuras Plateau. That's awesome. Early expanding is very good as we're always cross-map, especially when we do a diagonal scout, just to make sure no barracks are in the center of the map. If you send it straight down, sometimes people build barracks up here and you end up missing them. Gas coming down from Fresh, spawning pool coming out from CatZ, going to speed things along a little bit. Don't want to get ultra detailed in this, just want to see a bunch of fucking queens. What else am I doing this for, right? What other reason do I have to watch this game? Root CatZ stealing gas? Oh, Root CatZ doing good. There goes the queen, just now starting. A Reaper coming out for Fresh. This is a very standard way to get enough money to throw down a command center, because Reapers take so damn long to build. So there's the command center going down, and of course once the Reaper's done, it looks like he's just going to back up and make a Factoire. CatZ now getting a second queen. Oh, awesome. Nothing too out of the ordinary at this point in time. There's the queen coming out. There's another queen coming out, because them's the rules of the day. Going to be doing a little bit of sniping. Again, CatZ is a high-ranked master player, is in the Master League, and we do see that a lot of the plays that these people are doing are very, very well thought out. Already getting the Zergling speed, pulling guys out of gas so that way he can maintain constant queen production. You better make a queen, CatZ! You better make a queen! I'll be so mad! Where's your queen, CatZ? Where's your queen, huh? I'll cut you, man! Okay, there it is. There's the queen. In the meantime, we see Fresh is also throwing down the orbital command. Ooh, interesting. A Blue Flame Hellion plus Marine opening. Blue Flame Hellions are increasingly becoming a bit of a norm for Terran in early game, or just in general against Zergs. People are really discovering how to use those properly and potently. CatZ getting a little bit later of a layer. We see him up at 54 food already, but this non-stop queen production is continuing. Look at him completely able to block off this entrance. The Blue Flame Hellions are going to be much, much more ineffective. There is the Swaparuha going down. Now that he has the Blue Flame upgrade, he can begin making the Hellions double time. He can now begin getting tech upgrades like Stim and Combat Shield. Extremely well thought out build by Fresh. Extremely, extremely well thought out build. Even burning down the trees. Extremely unenvironmentally friendly. And now transitioning into a mech play, going to be pooping out some tanks. Cool. Meantime, we see CatZ with that Gosu creep spread. Looks like a couple of spots where CatZ missing the queen production, but you know what, that's fine. That is actually not a big deal to me. Just excited to see a lot of queens getting produced. And there's the Blue Flame Hellions doing as much damage as they can, but CatZ just kind of blocking stuff off. Hey, look, there's another queen getting produced in the main. Yep, there it is going down. We see Fresh now beginning to make some Thors. He's increasingly worried about the mutas. And hey, look at that great timing. Look at this phenomenal timing by Fresh. Look at this. Right as the Mutalisks are popping out, that's when the Thors are getting built. So fantastic. Infestation Pit going down. I'm feeling a little concerned for CatZ because it seems like he can't really move out. He's pinned. These queens feel like they're forcing him to be a little passive, but it's actually the Hellions that are forcing him back. So good stuff, good stuff. We see a Hive going to be coming up, I would imagine, or maybe some Infestors, but more likely a Hive. I don't really see how Infestors would work into this mix. Mutalisks now spreading out, and we're seeing Fresh respond in the typical way. There's that big range upgrade. There's the missile turrets going down, even throwing some at the back. Kind of do want to have one here that can sort of protect this general area. Your front is also a vulnerable spot, just as much so as your SCVs. There is the hatchery going down. Per usual, the creep spread is absurd because we have 50 million queens. Some harassment coming up. Hey, there's our Hive going down. Looks good, looks good. We don't really have that much. Is that a second Spire? CatZ! Oh, yes indeed, CatZ. Thank you for being a suave, sexy guy. Oh, yes. Looks like he's moving in here. There's actually been no direct attacking of this front. CatZ doing a little bit of a Android command center. Putting his hash 2 hexes away. Putting the nose on the bottom expansion. And what I'm seeing here is that there's no, what I call the mass units, Zerglings and Roaches. Typically in any style of play with Zerg, you know, sure you can do Spine Crawlers and Mutas and Queens at the start, but eventually you get a lot of Zerglings and Roaches in that mix, right? They're the unit that you get once you have a huge economy, a lot of hatcheries. You know, you'll see Zergs maybe get a couple of Hydras, like maybe 10, 15 Hydras, then drone, and then nothing but Roaches for the rest of the game, hurling those on. None of those yet, none of those at all. Instead, relying a little bit more on the Spine Crawlers and the Queens, the beefy units to defend. And hey, we see a Spire coming out now. Oh, Greater Spire and the Double Spire. Hope he doesn't go double Greater Spire, because that would be very awesome. Irish now kind of doing a little half and half, right? A little bit of a half and half mix. A lot of Thors getting produced, more missile turrets going down. And let's see what we have in store for Root CatZ. He's still making queens. Very good, CatZ. And we see a lot of queens are out right now. This is an extremely dangerous mix. Very, very dangerous. Moving out kind of close to the maxed food point, but hey, no problem. We have our Broodlords coming up. Got to be a little careful, though, as we do have a lot of Thors. Even though Thors aren't great against those, it's still something we need to be worried about. And it looks... oh, no! Looks like our Mutas are going to be taking some serious pain. Here comes 5 Broodlords. Okay, it looks like CatZ is going to lose this one expansion, but he has some more. And let's see how this ends up panning out. Has a lot of queens under there. So, oh, transfuse. Looks like he's going to be transfusing. Transfuse. He's transfusing at this point. We see some transfusing going on. Oh, the queen's getting into the fray, transfusing. Transfuse. Nothing's actually dying. There's still 5 Broodlords. And he's fine. He's going to transfuse again anyways, because why not? And there you go. What the hell? What? Okay, I'm going to go back to my favorite little thing. I'm going to rewind, as we can clearly see the CatZ is going to just crush this game. I want to get some food counts. What? 140 to 186. Alright, let's see this. I'm going to see what he has in production. Alright, so we do have some Zerglings coming up. Alright, good. I did not mean to hit the T button. Alright, that's fine. Let's just go ahead to the 16-minute mark. T, for any of you who did not know, restarts a whole freaking replay. Let's get the food count. Let's see what the food count was by not holding R, because that makes it flicker. Okay, 134. 133. 132. By the way, turn was at like 180. 132. 132. Is he making anything? Some Zerglings, but he's always been making them. 132. Terrans lost a lot. We're still at 132. Oh, 131. 130. Oh, God, we've dropped. Okay, we've dropped 3 food, 4 food. Alright, we dropped about 10 food. Terran dropped about 60. Looks like he's going to be dropping more. Okay, yeah, about 80. About an 80 food drop for Terran. Why don't people build more queens? Why don't people build more queens? Why don't people build more queens? You know what I'm going to do when I get up? I'm just going to go build some queens. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to get on. I'm going to stop choosing random. I'm going to pick Zerg. I'm going to be like, LOL, Funday Monday. And if I'm playing against, you know, whatever his name was, Vicious Fiend, he'll be like, I now know what Funday Monday means. And I am going to lose to your superseding wisdom of mass queen production. Holy shit. Holy butts. Queens are incredible. Did you see it? Did you see it? That is unbelievable. Maybe there are cool methods to do some sort of Broodlord queen play. Because keep in mind, queens have very, very good anti-air. They have a range 7. If Vikings were to pop out, you could perhaps transfuse and just pull back and let the queens deal their damage and sort of pick away at them. This is so, so awesome. Okay, so here's some Vikings coming out. Queens, get there. Look at the Broodlords scared to get away from their queens. Those queens have those Broodlords whipped, man. Alright, so here comes the push. Alright, so here it comes. There's a transfuse. Transfusing. No Broodlords have died yet. There's been 0 deaths, and they're the queens moving in. Transfusing. What the hell? He's lost 2 Broodlords. And Fresh has lost the game. And here comes the Chalgalingis. Oh my gosh. Did you see it? Did you see it? Okay, this is screw Funday Monday. This is like Learn Day Monday. This is awesome. I love this. All right, CatZ, let's do some more of your stuff. CatZ, you're the man. You're the man. All right, cool. Let's do. Oh, hey, it's Def Taros. Oh no, sorry, we actually watched that game. I thought Def Taros had 2 losses in here. There's a Zerg game. I kind of want to watch that in a moment, but I really want to see this one because it's a Zerg versus Protoss. Let's see how CatZ, the creative mastermind of them Zerg pieces, uses queens against them Protoss pieces. Uh-oh. Hi, CatZ! CatZ is like, hi, GLHF. CatZ, for any of you who did not know, is a friendly, chipper lad. So, of course, people are generally happy to play against him. Looks like we're going to see some more Overlordies pop out, more Zerglings. And by Zerglings, I mean drones. And by Zerglings, I mean I was lying, and for that I'm sorry. We're going to see the usual mix from Clay Chuchi, Clay Crucci, Going to be building the gateway, and there's the root CatZ. Going to be building a spawning pool. I almost called it a cybernetics pool. Nothing wrong with the double cybernetics pool opening, as we learned in the part 1 of this Funday Monday. Loopty-doopty, loopty-roundy-daisy, trying to block the core. Very cool move. Very cool stuff. There is root CatZ now building a queen and building another queen. 4 drones. Any Zerglings coming up? No. No Zerglings. I don't want to build Zerglings. We see Klooch building. Oh my god, a Stargate. Oh my goodness. But you know what? If we're going Mass Queen, I think we're going to be just fine. Spine Crawler going down right now at the front of the base. Very good. Integrates well with our Mass Queen style because we can transfuse Aruse it. We can begin Creepa Deep in it. Are we having any more Queens pop out? Of course, because that's Funday Monday. Tons of drones. Allow me to reiterate the following fact. Queens require this many larvae. I'm going to hold up my hand with how many larvae Queens require. That's right. It doesn't require any Queens. This is the fist of knowledge. Letting you know that you can always build a queen and devote 100% of your larvae to drones. Oh! That's good. And still, they're a beefy defense, right? Very beefy unit. The first player I saw use a lot of Mass Queens was our good friend, Zelnik. But here, by requesting that everyone do it, we're seeing some amazing, amazing things pop forth. So here comes some more Void Rays coming out. Remember that famous GSL game where a guy hid the triple Void Ray play? I don't triple Void Ray all day, buddy. Look how many queens I have. Look at this. This is no problem. And this isn't like double queen production. Spine Crawler pushing. He's going for a Spine Crawler. Oh, that's awesome. Oh my god, he's going for a Spine Crawler. Bing! Ooh. I felt it, right? That's so good. I love it. He's going for a Spine Crawler push. And he still has queens left over. There's Void Rays, no problem. I'll bring my beef queens back, right? There they are. Beefy queens coming back. cleaning this up. And look at the creep spread. Look at them already establishing themselves. We have more spine crawlers being constructed back here. What does Clutchy Doochie have? He has, what, Robo? What is he going to do? Make whatever? I don't care. I have spine crawlers in Queens, bro. I have spine crawlers in Queens. And look at this drone count. He's not doing anything BS-y. He's not doing anything cheesy. He can actually afford to do this. And look at this insane creep spread. And what do you do if you're Clutchy Dooch and you see this? What do you do if you're Cliche Shaky? You are freaking out. You're doing what the fuck creep, right? What the fuck creep? So you're going to try to do a little Pokeroken. Maybe, I think CatZ would be wise to get an Evolution Chamber and just throw down some Spore Crawlers here, which it looks like he's doing because I'm basically pointing to them. And we see, look at this, all the Spine Crawlers scooting their way in. Uh-oh, looks like they're suffering from a little bit of the damage syndrome. But that's okay, because CatZ is going to advance forward with his queen. Here come the rest of them, and look, still building a queen. This actually looks unfair. This looks unstoppable. This looks unfair. The Evo Chamber is not really researching. Oh, getting some good force fields, but it's not good enough, because there are transfuses there. The queens can actually fit in between these cracks in the spine crawlers, which is, I'm sure, how the game designers designed them. And here come the Spore Crawlers up to the front. Some more spine crawlers, but we're seeing, forgetting to move an Overlord up to the front. Perhaps that's the one vulnerability. CatZ going to go ahead and double expand as he's in a gigantic lead. There's a double Spire, because, you know, hell, why not? Spine crawler push. Yeah, he's getting the Robo facility. Where is that guy? There it is. Chrono boosting the range, because that feels like the only thing that could be reasonably executed at this point in time. CatZ has more money than he knows what to do with. Because, again, 100% of his larva was drones. This has been such a struggle bear moment for Clutchy Dooch. Trying to hold down. What the hell? What in the hell? Look at this. This is awesome. This is so cool. And look, he's just pulling back. Alright, that's fine. It looks like you broke the front. I'll just pull back, because what are you really going to do against this? Honestly. Honestly, what are you going to do? Oh, good old double Spire with the double ups. It's going to go ahead and do some transfuses. Going to kill that. Nope, nope. And look at the queens. The queens can just run up and do damage to these Colossi because they are using the air attack. Whole bunch of mutas being masked up. Not quite engaging. It looks like Clutchy Dooch. Uh-oh. Clutchy Dooch has broken it. He's brunkered it, and now they're finally even in food counts. There's the double ups doing fine. CatZ going to go ahead and use the entire map to his advantage to get 15 gas geysers up and running. Here comes the big scary push. CatZ somehow has not enough units, but that's fine. Whatever. I think we're in good shape as CatZ. We're feeling good. Here's the counterattack. Just completely avoiding, pulling all his queenies back. Not doing the non-stop queen production, but you know what, I don't really care so much because this game has been awesome thus far. I think CatZ could have done a little bit more cleverness with some Zerglings in there, using Zerglings and maybe transitioning into Ultralisks. Ultralisk was transfused, I think would be Gosu. Oh, here comes the huge, scary push. Uh-oh, it's very frightening, but you know what, CatZ again just doesn't care. He's just going to walk into the main with a billion units while doing double upgrades. He's just going to let this die. That's fine, he doesn't really care. Going to do the counterattack. What can you do, Clutchy Dooch? You has no bases. You has no bases because I crushed your faces. Looks like CatZ going for his third Spire of the game. Good, good. I like Spires and triplets, and it looks like Clutchy is just getting revealed. So we can actually just kill all the structures. This is awesome. This is so cool because at no point was I ever like, uh-oh, CatZ, you're in danger zone. There's the Nexus getting killed. There's another Nexus getting killed. Or potentially getting killed. And here comes the final battle. If CatZ loses this, I'm going to be annoyed. Looks like he has nothing. Pylon going down. Looks like Clutchy's getting ready to build another Nexus. And here comes the attack. Go, CatZ, go, CatZ. Get him, get him, get him. Kill him, CatZ, get him. Yeah, CatZ, CatZ. And a pretty standard no hatchery victory coming up. Pretty standard. Cool, cool. Alright, you know what I learned? Spinecrawler pushing in proxy positions is deadry. Very, very deadry. That was amazing. That was so cool. CatZ, thank you, CatZ. I thank you! My rep folder thanks you! Here's the 6 question mark. What are some other things? Let's watch another matchup. Let's watch Zerg vs. Zerg on Shakura's Plateau. Alright, Rootcat spawning in the top, and we see TQ Swarm spawning also in the top. I'm really interested to see the opening that Root CatZ ends up doing. Per usual in this matchup, Ling Banelings and early expands are very popular. You gotta be very, very aware of how to deal with it. Looks like both players are doing mirror openings, getting their spawning pools down fast, being able to begin queen production for one player, and of course beginning the queen and Zergling production for the other player. Traditionally, you see players either go for big Zergling openings, or they end up getting roaches. Looks like both players are opting a little bit more for the Zergling up front. Spinecrawler going down for CatZ, and it looks like there is his third queen coming out right now. TQ Swarm not really doing any of that. There's the Roach Warren going down for TQ Swarm. Still quite common to see people get speed anyways, as a general attack technique in Zerg vs. Zerg is to mass up roaches, and then as you're moving out to attack, you build only Zerglings. They're fast, they catch up to the other army quickly, and you can fairly easily just overrun them if they're trying to do non-stop defensive roach production. So it looks like we're doing some sort of Roach Queen mix. There's an early daily with Zelnick, who first introduced the mass Queen Roach mix. You can stay tier 1 for a long time. You can get 3 hatches early on. You can get a lot of upgrades early on if you have the beefy queens up. By the way, I love calling queens beefy, in case you didn't notice. They're beefy. I just think they're very, very beefy units. TQ Swarm doing the usual Zerg thing. We have a lot of roaches coming out. Would not be surprised to see Zerglings begin getting made. There's the Zerglings going down. Again, Zerg players like to reinforce with Zerglings. Look at all those Zerglings coming down the pipeline. CatZ does not actually have that many guys, but I'm sure we're going to see some pretty nifty control action. CatZ now making another queen, taking out the overlords, shutting down those scouting lanes. Would love CatZ to... Yeah, he's using his lair. He's getting the roach speed upgrade. Curious to see how this is going to pan out. Again, Mass Queen. CatZ has done everything pretty intuitively thus far. Yeah, he's getting some upgrades, he's getting some roaches out, he's getting a lot of queens out. Let's go ahead and see. Here comes a lot of roaches moving in. Let's go to the unit counting station. 13 roaches for CatZ, and that's it. 16 roaches plus 38 Zerglings for our blue player TQ Swarm. Let's go ahead and look at this and the normal speed. Alright, let's select CatZ's units. Alright, is there transfuse coming up? Indeed. There's transfuse number 1. And transfuse number 2 looks like it has come down. A lot of transfuses coming up. Looks like CatZ is pulling back a little bit. Going to bring his drones into the fray. But then he's going to re-engage. The queens are a little bit low on energy right now. And TQ Swarm is looking quite good. Wow, here comes a lot of Zerglings coming in. But I think CatZ might come out a little bit on top, barely. Still making queens. Because, again, Funday Monday, that's part of the purpose. And it looks like he has barely survived this little push. And he has 11 more roaches coming up. Let's see the aftermath of that. Look at how far ahead CatZ is. 95 food. Look at the unit counting station. CatZ has more drones. Easily able to hold it off. It might have looked scary when he brought all his drones in, but I mean, if you end the battle and this is your force, that's good. That's very good for you. Very sub. And of course, we see Root CatZ starting to spread the Overlord Highway. Don't want to be spreading that creep, TQ Swarm. No, 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 no. You're in Danger Town. So we do see there is the Burrow upgrade going down. Is he getting the Burrow movement and increased life regeneration upgrade? He's not. This might even be an interesting attack lane for a queening player, just along the back door, and maybe even walling off the front with something like Spine Crawlers and Evolution Chambers. That would be a very clever way to make up for the fact that you need those creep tumors down. Overlords continuing to spread, TQ Swarm continuing to ooze stuff forward. Let's see what else is going to come out from CatZ. Just looks like he has some upgrades coming. Nothing too out of the ordinary, really. He's getting a lot of queens. You can feel pretty safe from Mutalisks as well at this phase in the game. For some reason, TQ's... Oh, I thought he was expanding down there. Alright, well, CatZ is just going to find him and kill him. Good, good, good. The creep highway has now completed. TQ Swarm going to be getting his little pathogen glands. Is there any sort of... No, it doesn't look like there's any sort of hydraness coming up, but this is still kick-ass. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. We're going to watch maybe 1 or 2 more, because these games are just highly entertaining to me. Highly entertaining. Taking the expansion as he's attacking, classic move. And really, with a significantly larger force, I think CatZ will win. Look at that, 58 roaches. And I would like to give a big shout out to the queens that kind of made that early defense possible. And here come all of CatZ roaches. Trying to get the queens up there for the transfuse. Look at this front line. Look at the life continually popping up, getting more and more green as the transfuses happen. Things are dying very slowly in Camp CatZ. Don't forget your scoot. Don't forget to hug your opponent's army with your army. Oh, there's some fungal growths, but it doesn't really matter because, as we see, there's a lot of units coming out for CatZ. And the Queens, big shout out to them for making this sort of easy-peasy win possible. Look at that, and keep in mind that if Mutalisks were coming out, we'd have a lot of Queens to be able to shoot at them from a very, very long distance. And we could even transfuse if the Mutas decide to engage. Queens kick ass. I would even be really interested to see an Infestor Queen Spinecrawler mix in Zerg vs. Zerg. Sounds really cool. Probably would need some roaches in there as well, but still, I like it. I'm into it. I'm feeling it. Let's do this one. ZVP Infestor Queen. Ooh, CatZ. You're getting me excited. I actually ended up watching this game live, so we're going to watch this one and then do one more. It's Core Slammed. Is this guy, or it might be T-Core Get Slam T, something like that. He's going to be going ahead and building his gateway. Here's CatZ trying to block the Cybernetics Core, but it looks like Slam's clever enough to build the Cybernetics Core back and then close off with the gateway. We see CatZ trying to take a relatively fast expansion, which he basically does. There's 2 Queens coming out right now. There's the transfer. Looks like Zergling Speed coming up. Yes, there is the Zergling Speed going down. Again, we see one player going for some sort of early starport. We already saw that. And we saw a Spine Crawler push, which was actually extremely effective. There's the Warp Gate going down. More Phoenixes coming out. Perfect. We see the continually addition of the larva. We see the spawn larva. Oh, was worried about a 4-gate. Canceled once he saw that there were Phoenixes coming out. And interestingly, these Phoenixes are not going to be very effective because the only thing they can lift are drones and Queens. The Queens can transfuse and pick things off from afar. Smartly, CatZ is getting some Spore Crawlers down. I would prefer the placement of one Spore Crawler here and one Spore Crawler here because it kind of gets them to go away a little more easily. This one leaves these guys a little bit more vulnerable. Infestation Pit down, and the Queen, ends up falling. How tragic. But usually continue to spread all that sort of good. Oh, that Spine Crawler. Or excuse me, Creep Tumor action. Yep, there's the Ground Carapace. We see another Evolution Chamber getting the upgrades. Now, a big theme that I'm sure all you Zerg players feel is the struggle of, well, I can devote some of my money to drones, or I can devote some of my money to upgrades and all this stuff, but I gotta make all those units. I gotta make units to help me stay alive. Oh my god. Nothing but Queens and Spine Crawlers, and then getting the upgrades as well. Queens help you stay alive so easily. This is so fascinating to me. There's the Pathogen Glands getting the plus ground weapon. Yeah, this is all good stuff. A couple of Zerglings out just to kill off the Destructible Rocks, because in StarCraft 2, you never feel like you're allowed to expand. Here comes the Colossus coming out. Again, notice that the Zerg is quite far ahead in terms of food, and is never really under threat at any point. Walking underneath all the Phoenixes to pick them off. Oh no, it looks like he will lose a couple of drones, but Infestors, look at this, Infestors to lock down the Phoenixes, and the Queens will end up running up to clean things up. Now here's a question, why is he getting all these range attack upgrades? That seems a little silly. When I watched this game, I was like, oh CatZ, you're so goofy. I'd also like to note that we can easily afford a 3rd hatch, maybe even a 4th hatch if we have this high of a drone count. If we have this high of a drone count, I really genuinely think that we could go 5 hatches all with larva, making nothing but Zerglings. And Infestors and Queens. And notice the Queen's still being produced. There's the Neural Parasite going down. And we see the usual Death Ball coming out for Protoss. Look at how low Protoss' money is. He's getting the upgrades. He has gateways out. He's even getting some Void Rays. He's getting some Colossi. This is that mix that people are always like, but when do I get the Corruptors? Oh, I need to have enough time to get Roaches and Corruptors. How do I do it? Burr, 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 burr. But instead what we're seeing is a completely unique composition come out. Look at the number of Infestors coming out of CatZ. And again, I really genuinely think that he could afford to be making way more Zerglings than he is. So, one Void Ray ends up getting his little touche caught in the midst of the Queens. And here comes his push. Remember when I asked why the heck is he getting all those range upgrades? Well, the Queens are kind of benefiting from that. We're seeing some Transfuses going to be swinging across there, but here comes some Infested Terrans. Look at all the Infested Terrans getting thrown down. Mind you, if there were a fleet of Zerglings here, I think this would go even better. But, grabbing the Colossi. Okay, perfect. Trying to pick off these Neural Parasite guys, but having a little bit of problems. And the Queens have not even really done any transfusing. That's the amazing part to me, is that the Queens could have done transfusing in the earlier stages of the game to stay alive, but instead, Infestor doing the Neural Parasite and then blah, 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 throwing out more infested swarm eggs. And look as they hatch, they do a lot of damage fast. Keep in mind, these bad boys are doing 10 damage a shot, and they shoot fast. fast they shoot. They don't have much range, but they're very, very, very fast firers. So CatZ is just in total ease heaven. I mean, look at his money. Absurdly high. Absurdly high money. Zergling Infestor Queen. Zergling Infestor Queen. And could have easily done more transfuses to help stay alive. I mean, imagine, just picture this in your head. Imagine you have 3 Infestors that have neural parasited 3 of their Colossi, and you're just transfusing them. Just continually transfusing all those Infestors to keep them alive. It's like a permanent neural parasite. And as we can see, you can get to that point. You can stay alive going for Mass Queen easily. The only issue I would see with going Mass Queen Infestor is like, when would I have time to get the queens? Well, as you see, the entire time leading up to the Infestors, just keep building queens and you're safe. Build more queens. Build more queens. CatZ, let's do some more games of you. Gosh, we've only been going for 30 minutes. I still might do 2 more games. Let's see. I think, yeah, we saw a Clutchy Doochie. We saw this one. No, we didn't see the question mark game. Let's watch Root Gaming's CatZ against Perfect. This is so cool. Speeding things right along. Oh my gosh. Looks like CatZ trying to be congratulatory. Perfect has absolutely no idea. Perfect going to be going for an early expand. Just going to be closing this little entrance off early. CatZ doing the usual thing, taking his expansion. And then going for an extractor pool so we can begin getting that gas very quickly. You'll notice once he gets 100 gas, he just pulls guys right off mining to get a little bit of a delayed Zergling speed. Here's the queen coming up. Is there another queen coming up? Is there another queen coming up? You bet your ass there is. It's Funday Monday. Perfect with a 4 warp gate. Perfect with a 4 warp gate. Perfect with a 4 warp gate. Yes, indeed. Let's see how you hold it off, Mr. CatZ. Let's see. Let's see how you hold it off. A 4 warp gate push. We see a spine crawler being produced. See some queens popping out, and there's the 4 warp gate. Oh no, it looks like he will not be able to transfuse that in time. CatZ trying to do a little bit of micro control action. This is a very fast 4 warp gate from Perfect, and does get killed off. Uh-oh, looking quite hairy for our little buddy CatZ. Needs to begin making a queen, so I don't DQ him. I'll give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt here. But, you know, we see that the queens are actually kind of helping. They're able to absorb good amounts of damage. Probably don't want to be doing too much larva vomiting. Oh, the double transfuse. Thank you very much. There's the money surround and the see you later. And we can see that Perfect is in an extremely awful situation. There's another transfuse going down. CatZ returns to this queen production. That's going to help him out quite a bit. But really, at the start of that 4 warp gate, CatZ was completely unprepared. He really just had a spine crawler and you know, a couple of queens out. But they were able to absorb the damage while he was able to get a bunch of Zerglings out. Yeah, and look, enjoy trapping yourself. Good to have you. And now we see the spine crawlers beginning to reorient themselves. Big fundamental aspect of this, we have an Overlord here, so we can constantly be floating back in to see if he has expanded yet. He has not yet done so. Things exploding. Very cool. Very good. Very cool. CatZ now going to go back to this mass drone, mass queen thing. He's not worried about Void Rays or Phoenixes or any of that. The thing he is most worried about is, 1, detection, which is very easy to solve if you just get an Overseer. And he's probably a little worried about dying at some point later. But you know what? That's what you always worry about as Zerg, is some big scary Colossus force maybe killing you. But look at Root CatZ, going to immediately bring the noise, going to immediately spread the creep. This Overlord again, where is he? Can I even select him? There he is, there's the Overlord hiding. Yep, that Overlord, again, a key piece to be able to scout this. We're seeing CatZ just begin getting a little bit more gas again. Continuing to add on more larvae, ideally, but most importantly, spreading that creep aggressively. Infestation Pit going down now as well. Ooh, CatZ maybe going for a little bit more Zergling Infestor action. Yep, there's the double Evo Chamber. Could potentially take an expansion here as well. Continuing to spread the creep, spread the creep. What do we see coming out of Perfect? Looks like he's getting... is it a double Robo? No, just a single Robo. People are still loving this mix. Still loving this Colossus Void Ray business. But Perfect definitely had to cut back on all the gateway unit production. CatZ now getting a hive. Oh no! Looks like CatZ is not getting any sort of Zergling Infestor business. Looks like he might be getting... Oh, please tell me it's Ultras. Please tell me it's Ultras. Please tell me it's Ultras, Cat. It's Ultras! Bam! How many of you have transfused ultras before? How many of you have had that pleasure? Oh, it's so awesome because your transfuses are almost 100% efficient always. Because like with a Hydralisk, if it's at half life and you transfuse it, you healed 40 health and you can heal up to 125. But with the Ultralisk, not so, not so. Not so. They're so good. So awesome. We'll see some more spine crawlers getting constructed. Uh-oh, the push down the back alley. Looks like Perfect is instead opting for a little bit of an expansion. He would be unwise to actually take these rocks out, but unfortunately for us, he is wise. There's the upgrade going down, the +2/+2, more drones coming out. We see another Ultralisk Cavern, the double Ultralisk Cavern. Fantastic, very good stuff. Probably means CatZ thought that he was about to lose his main and wanted to keep up with the Ultra production. There is that going down. Let's see what ends up happening. CatZ, looks like he has all his queens looks like he doesn't have any of his queens hockey. No, there it is, in control group 3. CatZ actually just sacks his main, which I think is a kind of a funky decision, but that's fine. He ends up having his Ultralisk Cavern here, just rebuilding at the other end. More Ultralisk appearing right now, and it looks like CatZ finally, now that he has a good amount of Ultralisk, trying to decide the best place to push. Really, if you are in Perfect's position, you're going to be convinced that you have the game won right now. Zerd seems to just not even engage. You're going to assume you have a bigger army. Look at that Void Ray count. Is that just 1 Stargate? No, it's actually 2 Stargates. Does he have the +1? Nope, doesn't have the +1 air weapons. Big blunder there by Perfect. Blunder City. Some Hydras coming out right now. Hydralisk Den. But I think this is still kind of a cool mix. So here, let's see if the engagement doth begin. CatZ showing tremendous patience. And there it is. There's the force field that does nothing. And here they're getting low on life. And transfuse! CatZ! Uh-oh. Missing out on a transfuse. Should start to see these guys get transfused. Perfect is blown away. There's more transfuses coming out. You see that there's some ultras getting dropped, but 4 ultras are actually not stoppable with transfuse. Look at all the transfuses going on. Look at all the transfuses going on among the queens. It looks like these Ultralisks cleaned up everything. Starting with 5 Ultralisks, we now have 3 Ultralisks, and we're still pushing. So, Perfect. Feeling very surprised. This is what's going on. Whoops, accidentally lost one, no big deal. We'll just transfuse it 50 times, which we can do when we have 50 queens. How is this not imbalanced, right? How does this not make you go, queens? Jeez, that's broken and kick-ass. Oh my gosh, look at this. Killing it all off. Just note the minimap really fast. Just note all the creep tumors up here, the creep tumors over here. Notice all the creep. Just notice that there's a lot of creep. Just look at the minimap. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you getting as turned on as I am? Yep. Bring it on, bring it on. Oh, 1 Ultralisk left, no big deal. We'll just continue to transfuse them for all time. That's fine, that's fine. We're just going to keep transfusing him. And now the queens actually do amazingly against Colossus and Void Ray because they shoot up. Who knew that you could load 4 queens into an Overlord? I certainly didn't, because I've never had more than 4 queens in one place. And now Root CatZ, who built the Hydra Den, didn't apparently even ever need to build the Hydra Den. Nice. Queens are awesome. Queens are overpowered. Queens are imbalanced. Cool. Great. Good. Did we solve that? Good. And it looks like he's going to be doing queen drops. Interesting little mix there. Very similar to the Baneling drop. And look, he's unloading the queens. Oh! Yeah, look at that. Run. Run. Look at how fast those things die. Well played indeed, CatZ. Well played. I love that. I love that so much. I'm exhausted and tired, and I'm going to do one more because I just can't resist. It's so cool. It's so cool. Do I really want to do Are You Lonesome Tonight? Do I really want to? Well, we saw all of them. Yeah, that's the only one left. All right, cool. CatZ, once again, thanks to Root Gaming's CatZ for being a kick-ass queen user. Note how powerful Transfuse is when you have large numbers, and the anti-air of the queens good against Colossus and Void Rays. I'm sure we're going to start seeing a lot more Templar for feedback, right? It's just like knock all those queens out dead. That's probably what we're going to see from a lot of Protosses, is favoring the Templar more and doing more of the Gateway Archon mix, assuming that, you know, the sort of mass queen style is probably going to be pretty effective. And then there's some cool micro that happens where you're trying to pull your queens back while still being able to transfuse the ultras. Good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff, gooden stuff. And there's a spawning pool going down for Root Gaming's CatZ. Cool. We see La Harl. I don't know if any of you do this. Anytime I see a funky name, I try to figure out what it is backwards, like Wreckroll, a very famous player in the Starcraft community. It's backwards, it's Lurker, you know, like these sorts of things. Anyone ever figure that out? Or like Grobik, another, you know, famous poster on Team Liquid. Backwards, it's Cyborg. Right? These are the sort of things that, or like Railcoon, the caster. Backwards, it's Nuclear. These are sorts of things that, like, when you see it, you're like, you like freak out. So anytime I see something like Lahar and it's kind of a weird word, I'm like, nope, guess it didn't work. CatZ. I'm 9 yad. So we do see that there's a cybernetics core going down. Usual stuff from Lahar. He's going to be adding on. Oops, this is a little bit too early of a pylon. Oh no, it's not. Sorry, I had Zerg's food selected. Herp derp derp. Yep, non-stop queen production. Good. Looks like he had to wait a little while to be able to plant this hatchery. No big deal. He was able to start his queens right on the money. More and more of them drones coming out. Hey, we see Zergans managed to pierce their way in. Gateways popping out right now. Nexus going down. The 3-gate expand style. 2 queens getting produced from CatZ. 2 queens. This was his first game doing this. This is the first game. Are you lonesome tonight? Let's go ahead and go back to the game. We see that there's a Stargate coming down right now. Again, this is kind of a usual mix from Protoss, but non-stop queens coming out for Root Gaming's CatZ. Good stuff. There is the Evolution Chamber going down. Oh, yes. Again, usually amazing creep spread. Now, if you're a Protoss player, you're probably going to be scouting in here being like, what's he doing? You're doing Hallucinate. You're kind of seeing some Evo Chambers, but not really getting a good sense of what's up. And oh, look at that. Roach production coming up. Probably because CatZ can't even expand because there's destructible rocks there. Laharl, is he getting some Void Rays? Looks like he did begin that. Laharl probably feeling a little uncomfortable because there's just absolutely nothing that's coming out, really. Continue to poke around, trying to get a good sense of what's up. CatZ looks like kind of winging this, but not as elegantly as I would say in his later mixes. There's the Hydra Roach mix. This is looking a lot like that first game that we saw by VT Revenge, where we got to see the insane creep spread and just a typical Roach Hydra play. And now we see the expand going down for CatZ. Good. This may be the very final game we do. Going down. And you know, Laharl ain't playing bad. There's his Robo coming down. He's already up in the Void Rays. Is he getting the +1? Nope, he's not. That's fine at this point. Eventually he will want to do that. There is the Robo coming down. There's the Robo facility. Might even opt to get a second Robo. Yep, there it is. So that way he can really begin the Colossus production. But as we see, Zerg has the whole freaking map. We have a lot of queens. Is there queen production coming out from CatZ? Not quite right now still. And this is kind of the usual mix that you have in the mid-game for Zerg, where you're getting close to max and you have a lot of spine crawlers down. But now we have the benefit of a ton of queens. Once these Colossi end up really rolling out, we're going to have a very much so more comfortable time as a Protoss player. But we also need to not forget about range. Uh-oh, we're getting a little too many Void Rays. Where is our range upgrade? There it is. Good, he hasn't forgotten about it. Let's see how CatZ end up dealing with this. It looks like he's just making more hatcheries. He's getting more upgrades. He's continuing to make queens. Thank you very much, CatZ. And he's just parking himself out here. He should probably end up unburrowing these and advancing them forward. There come the Colossi. They don't have range yet. Oh, Laharl. I'm actually going to rewind a little bit because I did not properly appreciate how many transfuses may have been going on right there. Alright, let's end up seeing it. Alright. A few units advance out to suicide right off the bat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select these Zerg units, right? Just going to select these. And let's see some transfuses happen. We can even see the queens immediately beginning to whittle away at those Void Rays. And we're seeing not really any transfuses at the front. No, there's some transfuses starting to pick on up. There's some transfuses starting to do a little bit of good. But we have a lot of energy left on our queens, tragically. Apparently we have to be really fast to be able to pull that off. But as the numbers are starting to dwindle, CatZ is getting a little bit better at managing where he wants to be blasting away at. And oh my goodness, it looks like Zerg may have been able to overrun this kinda barely. We see that there's a lot more units being produced. Laharl gives the GG as he is surrounded. So you know what? Not as unbelievably kick-ass as the other games, but kick-ass nonetheless. So I'd love all of you. That was not a sentence. I would love it if all of you would go out and begin doing a lot more mass queening. As we can see, it's a super effective way to bolster the strength of your army by a lot. It makes you motivated to do ultra rushes and broodlord rushes, because if you can get those, you can have this seemingly unstoppable force. And we see that because queens have range 7, they're almost always going to be shooting at the Void Race and the Colossus in that mix instead of poking away at the front lines, because that's the one issue with Hydras. Because they have range 6 on the up and the down attack, that means that most of the time they're going to be shooting the Stalkers right in front of them. But because queens have like range 7 or range 3, they're going to opt for their range 7 first, right? Because generally that object is in range sooner. So huge thanks to CatZ for being kick-ass and doing all that good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the doubleheader daily. First half fun and wubulous as usual. But second half a little bit more of the... Oh my god, that's really good. Oh my god, that's awesome. So, for next week's Funday Monday... what I did is I have about 5 ideas in my head for Funday Monday about at all points in time. And this is one I've been wanting to do for a while, but kept sort of replacing it out. It is mass contaminate. I would like next Funday Monday, it's a Zerg focused one, mass contaminate, please. And the real question is, well, what does it mean to be doing mass contaminate? At least 3 points in the game, you must have 3 separate structures contaminated. That's how I'm going to word it. Ideally, you do a lot more contaminating. Ideally, you're like contaminating stuff all the time, or you're doing all that sort of good stuff. But some of you might say, well, what about for Zerg vs. Zerg? There's generally not 3 structures that I want to do. Or you must have 3 back-to-back contaminates on a key structure in a row. So 3 simultaneous contaminates at 3 different times, or must have 3 contaminates in a row. In other words, I'm trying to say, do some frickin' damn mass contaminate, please. Mass contaminate. And then I'm creating these strict rules just because why not? But what you should be thinking of is mass contaminate. Simultaneously contaminating a lot of buildings, or continuously contaminating one building. Just to give you some ideas right now, in Zerg vs. Zerg, if you get 4 or 5 Overseers, you can endlessly contaminate his lair, and he can never do Larva Vomit. Very cool. If you are against a Terran player who did some sort of mech opening, it means he's going to have to rely on Thors against your Mutalisk. He'll generally have 1 or 2 factories making Thor. Endlessly contaminate it. You might even say, well, what if he has 1 Thor out already? Thors suck against Overseers. They're awful. They do not kill them fast, so just keep running and continually contaminating them. So, do a mass contaminate and submit those to Monday at day9.tv. For tomorrow's Newbie Tuesday, if you would just submit to me any game where you watch Day 9 Daily number 252, all about mechanics, and then you tried them out, and we're going to be watching a lot of your games from first-person point of view. I am done. I am starving, but today was awesome because huge thanks to all of you for submitting wonderful replays. I cannot emphasize how amazing the Mass Queen games were. It was kind of hard to choose a lot of them because people were just winning so well with them. So that's going to be all. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.